Hey there, I'm Shelby, and I'm in Lakeland, Florida. It's March 22nd, and it's about day 8 of social distancing for us. I'm not sure if that's right. I'm kind of losing track of the days. You may be able to relate. But I thought I'd talk a little bit this morning to some friends about creativity and how I'm using creativity to channel some energy and turn that cooped up energy into some creative endeavors. So hopefully you find this helpful or you enjoy it, and it brings you a little bit more bliss during this shut-in or this social distancing time that we have. So I wanted to start with a quote from one of my favorite contemporary writers. Where is she? Here it is, Maria Simple. Okay. And this is from her book, Where'd You Go, Bernadette? And the quote from the book is, people like you must create. If you don't create, Bernadette, you will become a menace to society. And so I feel like that's absolutely true for me. I don't know about you, but I'm not channeling my creativity in positive ways, it comes out sideways in negative ways. So I try to stay conscious of that, and actually being home and at my parents' house is a great way, to stay inspired. Because if you see this rabbit behind me, my mom made this out of an air conditioner and miscellaneous other yard things. So it's pretty cool and inspiring. And so let's see. I wanted to talk about some of the things I've been doing. And just right before I started filming this, I wrote down a list just quickly. And so here's some things I've done in the last 24 hours. There's a doggy kiddie pool that we've been using for my daughter to play in. And it recently cracked. It got a big rip in it. So we just took masking tape, taped the whole thing down, and it's working again. So that's one creative achievement I would consider. We've been cooking a lot. We made blueberry muffins together, and I'm sure other things. Dinner doesn't really count because there was a can of beans open, so that's not too creative. But let's see. Oh, we made these cool handprint art. So we all stuck our hand in paint yesterday. I picked a paint color, just acrylic washable paints, and put our hand on canvas. So this is my hand, it's my daughter's and my mom's, and then we're gonna get my grandmother's handprint later. She lives in Virginia, so she'll add on there. And we're currently debating which color to use. I think my mom's thinking green. I'm not really sure, actually. I think yellow could be nice. But that was a fun way to spend some time, and we'll sign it with our names, or the date at least. And this was a cool idea of my mom's. It's just a inexpensive wooden frame, and we took our fingers and just touched the outside with the remainder of the paint, so nothing was wasted. I lost the peg, but I'll find it later. So that was those were a couple of things we did yesterday. And here comes a old plane flying by. Let's see. I took a slow bike ride. Actually, both of us, my mom and I, took a slow bike ride around the neighborhood. I noticed people outside taking walks, taking bike rides, walking their dogs. One woman, there was this tubby, mixed breed dog, looked well loved, and as we passed, my mom asked how old it was, and the woman said it was 15 years strong, so it's doing well. We unpacked the shed where we found the bicycles, pumped up their tires, and we found this collection. I don't know if you can see any of these. A collection of flamingos here, and so made this setting. What else? Okay, so I'm also practicing morning pages right now, and it's with a group that went to Cuba with me, and that's Julia Cameron's book, The Artist Way. Basically, she's advocating for morning pages, which is the practice of writing for 3 pages each morning. I think 3 to 4 pages, I might be off on that. But that's been a great exercise for me. And then you also take yourself on an artist date solo. And so this morning I took myself on an artist jog, and I ran around the neighborhood and took pictures of things that were interesting to me, eclectic, inspired me, unusual. So there's a lot of architecture shots. We're in a 1920s craftsman style neighborhood. And so I'll share some of those with you if you're interested. Okay, here are a few cool things that I'm seeing other people do. So my friend Beth is in London and with her 2 little ones, and they're spending a lot of time inside, as you can imagine we all are. And she posted a great picture. They made an indoor playground out of household items, including a slide, which was pretty inventive. A friend of mine is a personal trainer, Janaea in Bend, and wellness coach. And she had made an awesome collection of photos and recommendations on how you can stay fit during this time, including some video guides. So I thought that was pretty rad at this time. My mom is currently making spaghetti sauce inside the house, even though it's against her very nature to cook. So I will say there was a jar of spaghetti sauce already prepared, but she did add mushrooms and carrots, so that counts. Okay, so let's get into a little bit of prompt writing, which is a Natalie Goldberg technique for writing and accessing your creativity. My friend Sarah Sear is a writing teacher and a buddy of mine, and she turned me on to Natalie Goldberg's way. And so we'll do a prompt. One of Natalie's methods or approaches is to use prompts to get yourself moving, get your pen moving. And so before we jump into that prompt, I just want to read a quote for you. And the quote is from Teddy Roosevelt. And the quote is, "Do what you can with what you have where you are." I think that's very applicable to right now, where we all are more stationary, or stationed in one place anyway, than usual probably. So the prompt is, and I'm thinking about this in terms of creativity. You can take it and interpret it however it best resonates with you. But the prompt is, what I can do today is ... You fill in whatever comes to mind. You write it stream of consciousness. And I shouldn't be talking. We should just go, because that's how it works. But just keep your pen moving. Don't worry if it's the worst junk in America, as Natalie Goldberg says. And be as specific as possible with your descriptions, and just keep going. So I'm going to start a timer. We'll do 3 minutes. The handy kitchen timer. And again, because I've been talking and explaining a lot, I'll repeat the prompt. The prompt is, what I can do today is ... Okay, one thing I've found is that the kitchen timer does about that when it's on a plastic surface. So that was the end of our timer. So just wrap up wherever you are. And yeah, just some more things you could do is just ask, pose a question and do some prompts on your own. That's always a good way to get started. And the ones that are grounding and can kind of help relieve anxiety in these times are the ones that really bring you into the present, really bring you into where you are at that moment. So some of those could be what's before me, what I hear. I'm hearing a lot outside right now that's bringing me into this place in time. I usually don't have antique planes flying low overhead. There's a small regional airport here, and it does attract a lot of planes, and there's a big Sun and Fun air show here that brings in a lot of planes from all over the world. So I imagine that's what's going on here. But just getting used to the different sounds of this place, birds, the air conditioners, things that I don't hear very often, is giving me a sense of place. And just the more you take notice of that, whether that's a writing exercise or just when you're out and about, that's a practice in mindfulness, and that can relieve anxiety. Another one that you can do is what's before me. That's a nice way to just write about what is right here, right now, right in front of me. So I would say something like, a video camera is right in front of me. And then after I've described that and how weird it is for a little while, I go on to other things like the kiddie pool with the masking tape, and some more lawn chairs, and the maple tree with its green leaves, and a periwinkle bush, and a Norfolk Island pine. My bag full of, I don't know what's in there. I'd have to keep my pen moving and try to think about it. A camera case. The bikes, the cruisers, what else is around me? Oh, the flamingos, and the rabbit made out of the old air conditioner, and other things. So that just gives you a sense of place, and if you try that, set a timer. That's a good way to give yourself a discipline to stick with it for more than, usually you want to do those for 5 minutes when you're getting used to it, when you're building up those muscles. But you can do shorter too. We just did 3 minutes. But 5 minutes is a good one to really make yourself commit and actually feel the exercise. So definitely recommend prompts. And what else was I going to tell you guys? Oh, I was going to close with one quote from The Artist's Way that I just love, because I think right now we're in this, this very challenging time. We're all facing something that we haven't seen before in our lifetime, in our generation. And writing or being creative is a good way to get through that. And so with the morning pages exercises, Julia Cameron, she lends us this inspiration. She says, "It is very difficult to complain about a situation morning after morning, month after month, without being moved to constructive action. The pages lead us out of despair and into undreamed of solutions." So I'm going to read that one more time, because there's a blue jay, I think. One of my things I said that I can do today is identify these bird sounds. I should do that. I'd like to know what they are. But I'll read it one more time because I think it's really powerful right now. So, and when she says the pages, she's talking about morning pages. She's talking about committing to writing 3 pages, stream of consciousness, for a dedicated period of time, preferably when you first wake up, when your mind's fresh, when you haven't touched your cell phone, when you haven't heard any news. That's the best time to do it, because right after sleep is when you're most in that creative, dreamlike state. But I usually don't have time for that, because usually there's a toddler saying, "Out, feed me, I want some oatmeal," things like that. So let's read it one more time to close. And yeah. So it is very difficult to complain about a situation morning after morning, month after month, without being moved to constructive action. The pages lead us out of despair and into undreamed of solutions. All right. So that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed this little show, impromptu show that I'm doing for you all. And I hope it helps you enjoy your time that you have to be creative. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say.